So I'm going to bring some feed in here and see if I can work back and forth from these feed buckets to hold their attention and keep their presence. Here, I'll come out here and get this. Meanwhile, this is all working to the good. Me coming in and out and ignoring them and not bothering them. This is giving them time. And anytime you're around an animal you're training, it's either good or bad, but you're training. So be aware of that. This one's already coming up. I want them to associate the center of the pen with rest. Outside is work. And this is the analogy to the herd, being with the herd, or being sent away by yourself or with some other animals into the woods. Out there is work, is danger. Here is rest, is feed. And that's what we work with in here. Well, I have a visitor. See how he's a little bit scared still, but they're tolerating my presence because they want this feed. That's okay. I'm not fooling myself, but I will act with them now to overcome some more of their fears. Because this way I can be close to them. I can be right here. And if I reach down, I touched that one and it didn't bother her particularly. But I'll walk away. I'll return. Trying to reduce my pressure, I come in at an angle, I come in from the side. That one can't take the pressure that this one can. But she will. Give her a little time. There she comes back. We're just working with their fears and building confidence, but respect at the same time. They have to respect my space. When I take a step towards them, they need to yield their feet to me. I don't yield my feet to them. If I do, I begin to create a monster. Now we're getting some good here. Oh, yeah. So I step forward, she steps back. That's what you want. I step back, she steps forward. It's a dance. Step forward here, they step back. Step into that one, she steps back. She can take more pressure. I decide not to put it on her because I want to build on this trust right here. Touched her ear. She tolerated that. I'm going to back off. Let him. Any questions at this point? We'll have questions and answers afterwards, but I'm just letting them eat and soak on that a little bit. Can I clarify anything at this point? Okay. I'm going to reapproach with as little pressure, slowly, indirectly, 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back, so that they see no direct line attack. A drunken sailor might do a good job out here, a little better than I could. Because we're all trying to achieve things. You know, I want to touch them. And I've got to get that out of my mind. I've got to say, I want their fears to subside. And when they're properly, when they're in a proper frame of mind, it will happen. All I can do is set it up. And this helps me to set it up. There. Didn't get much of a negative on that. This I consider a sort of a supplementary exercise because I'm not really controlling their feet. I can control their feet, as I showed you. I can step up in here and say, move. I want to be able to do that. If you lose that, you've really lost the whole deal. Come on, come on. Come on, that's a girl. Cattle don't have much patience, and in many situations, we simply have to outlast them. And we can do that if we will. I'll take this out. This really isn't feeding time, but I'm trying to show you. And you know, if these animals had been fed and people, sometimes I know with horses, it's the same thing. They put out feed, the horses run up and they back away. Well, that's not training. That's just simply letting them do what they want to instead of making my idea their idea. And to do that, I have to control their feet. I have to say, you're going to move out of here. This is my space until I let you have it. And when I let you have it, you may eat. So you have to run the show. And when you're not hurting them and you're moving them, that's what their herd leader does. And that's what gets you on top of the pecking order in here, if you like to use that term. You see I'm able to walk back and forth here pretty well and not have them. One still moves off, but the other 3 stay. This one will reapproach. You see, I'm not doing anything. No, I moved sort of between them. And as you repeat this day after day, you'll see, you can see some progress here already. And it moves very quickly when they're not afraid. But it's up to you to keep them from being afraid. If you're working on your watch, I've got to be in town in 45 minutes, and you get things done, let's move the animals, you're going to create fear. And you're going to not get anything done in a low-stress way. See, they're eating there, and my energy is telling them, that's okay. That's what I want you to do. That's okay. I'm even turning towards them. Now she's backing up a little as I turn towards her. But these are taking, she comes back, And that's good. But when I raise my pressure, almost got that one, but you may have to stay after school. But they yield their feet, and I didn't have to yell at them, hit them, run them off. Just spoke very quietly.